Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're back at a new player in town job in the Luxury Flipper expansion for House Flipper. In the last episode we set up this reception area and now we're going to be working on what I believe is the conference room, looking at the things that we need to add. It's got a beautiful view out of the windows, hasn't it? So our first choice is the wall finish. So we did use one of the grey tiles on the wall in the entrance hall, so let's use a different variation of the grey tile, shall we? So use the Emperor tile this time, the Emperador Marble Grey we're going to use on this room. We used the anti-grey facade stone in the entranceway. And maybe a silver glassy paint, so it's a pale grey. So we've got that modern grey. So we've got texture of marble on the wall and then the softer grey on the rest of the wall. So we'll do this small big wall in the stone and then all the little walls in the paint. And one stack's not going to be quite enough, but I don't think we need two stacks in order to do this end wall. So it's a pretty quick job to do tiling and painting these days because we've got the max skill on all of those. Right, so that's the end of the wall, so yeah, we've got quite a lot of that left, but that's fine. We just want that little splash of a different colour on the end wall, don't we? Feature walls I'm very much a fan of because otherwise everything just blends into everything else. Yeah, and then that pale grey kind of matches the little like fracture lines in the marble, doesn't it? And there's not an awful lot of wall to paint because most of it is actual glass windows, so we shouldn't need a whole lot of paint. But marvellous views though, isn't it? Very impressive views for an office space. Right, so that's all the little bits between the windows. So now I've just got the wall with the big glass doors and the entrance into the reception area. So this would be where you meet with clients and things probably, wouldn't it? Being right close to the reception. That makes a lot of sense actually. A little bit of relaxing painting, not a lot today because it's not a lot of wall space on this room. There we go. Don't think we've missed anything. Maybe we could have got away with a smaller pot. Maybe we keep hold of it in case, or do we? Do you know what, I was just thinking maybe we keep it in case another room needs it, but to be honest that will then tie me to the grey. Let's just get rid of it and do each room as a separate job. Right, so they want the darker flooring in this room. Yeah, you can't quite get right into the corner of the whole thing, so let's do the biggest expanse and then just fill in the gaps where the windows are, all the little alcoves. And that should be done, I think. Yep, lovely. Yeah, I think the grey goes quite well with that actually. So they want, mountable window blinds on every window. So we need 12. Let's go with the white, it's just the most neutral. Let me just check there is, so 2 on every window makes our total of 12. So this is going to take us a little while to pop up all of these blinds. So I'm just going to slowly, systematically work my way along the bank of windows. Only 10 more to go. They go up quite easily, but when you've got to do it 12 times in a row, it's quite a big job. But there's a projector on the list, isn't there? So if you do want to make the room a little bit darker for doing presentations, then you're definitely going to need some blinds that you can pop closed, at least in part of the room, won't you? We're over halfway. Three. 2. 1. Done! That's a big job. Nice. Right. Projector, marble table, lots of chairs. Ceiling lamps. So they want these traditional little circular ceiling lamps like we've got in the hallway. So we want 4. That doesn't look too badly spaced. They're not right in the centre because the projector's going to need to be right in the centre, isn't it? So the marble table, the Ramica table with marble top is the biggest item, I assume. Let's try and match the tabletop to what we've put on the wall. And grey legs, the lighter grey legs, I think. So, ooh, that's not quite as big as I expected it to be. Alright, okay, let's pop that. Oh, we want 2 of them, right, yeah. That's why it's not quite as big, right. We need to make sure it's lined up properly, and there we go. I think that's lined up okay. Right, tiny gap between them, but it won't let you actually make them touching completely with the way it sits. Right, so the Omizam projector. Right, so this is why you can't have the lights right in the centre of the room, because the projector. Let's turn that on. Oh no, it's pointing at the wrong. It's pointing at the wrong wall. Right, so we need to rotate that, and then we might need to adjust the positioning of it because we need it to. Right, so that's the right wall, but that's much too small. So we need to go. We need to move it back a bit. Oh, this is going to be a little bit awkward trying to position it, so bear with me a minute while I try and make it central to the wall, and it keeps disappearing when you move into slightly odd position, so that looks like it might not be a bad size for the wall. Yeah, I think that might be a possible working spot, so we'll have to, once we put the screen up, we might have to readjust it again, but that's not looking too bad, I think. And we want 10 chairs and some little Oreos of plants. So I want three of the plant. Actually, maybe it should be a little bit bigger. Maybe we could put it on the other wall. Would it be better to point at this little wall? Do you know what? I don't think it would it? No, I think that end wall is definitely the best place for it. Right, let's grab the projector screen and let's see. We'll take the largest one. Let's see, let's pop that up and let's see how that looks. Oh, do you know what? I don't think we need to adjust it. So if it hadn't have fitted inside the screen widths, we would have had to move the projector again, but we don't need to. So 3 of the Gloriosa. So if we put one at each end of the room and then one sort of in the middle. Yeah. And the other one sort of over here. Just in the corner. Yeah. Yep, good. That's nice. Right, then we want lots of chairs. 10 chairs. And no, I don't think we want black, do we? Grey, maybe? Yeah. Lighter grey or darker grey? I think maybe the darker grey, and then let's make the legs white, so grey or grey wood. Yeah, grey wood. That kind of blends with everything else we've got. So let's think this through. So we've got 2 tables. So if we put 2 on the side of each table, that makes 8, and then 1 at each end, that makes 10. That will work. Rotate, please. There we go. Yeah. And then 2 on the first table, and 2 on the, that makes it a little hard, 2 on the second table, and 1 at the end, and that's our 10. And that is our conference room done. And if I say so myself, I am quite impressed by the way that looks. That looks really, really nice. I like that. I think that looks lovely. I think we are now safe to move on to our next office space. So I think we'll work our way one room at a time, slowly along the corridor. We missed a tiny bit of the wall there. Let's take that out. There. Right. Thought all of our demolition was complete, but we missed a tiny bit. Right, so we want blinds again at the windows. So each window takes 2. So 6 in total. Let's go, 6 blinds. Tell you something, I'm really glad I'm not the person that's going to have to keep cleaning all the blinds in this building. Gosh, can you imagine having the job of cleaning all of those blinds? That's a huge job. Last window. This one's got to be an office space, hasn't it? Because we've got 6 desks this time. Right, so the dark brown Hudson flooring again. This time we can get right into the corner, so I think we can do this in one section. Just double check the windows. Yep, one section. Beautiful. So I think we might try and do different colours on all of the rooms until we kind of feel like we've used most things. So we used the Emperador marble and the anti-grey. How about the Persky Travertine Barcelona? Because that's a brighter, whitey, creamy colour, isn't it? It's that striated one, isn't it? Yes, the white and cream striations. Yeah, I like that. I like that one personally. I really like that finish. I think it's very classic and pretty. And then we'll probably go for a very pale paint, a white or maybe the crystal or something like that. It's a very pale colour to go around the other walls with that. It's a very clean workspace for the people working in this office. So I'll see if I can get this office done in this episode. Right, that's the tiling done on one wall, our feature wall, and then we'll go for some sort of paint. Yeah, should we go for the completely white? Or do we go for a green? So if you want a contrast, you could go for one of the green colours, couldn't you? Shall we try the pale green? Rather than keep everything the same colour? And then we'll use the white walls in a different room, maybe. Because that way we've got a little bit of colour in here, haven't we, as well? I mean, you want the office space to feel fresh and clean, but you don't necessarily want it to feel impersonal or too clinical, and if it's all very, very pale white, it might just be that little bit too clinical, so we're going to go with the very, very pale green. Just try and make each of the rooms have a little bit of their own personality, a little bit of difference. And then we've got to kind of decide how we're going to lay out desks. I just don't want to like stick them all facing each other across the centre of the room. I just think that's such a boring way for an office to look. I have to try and be a little bit more clever than that. And I kind of like each of the spaces to look a little bit different, but I'm not sure if I'm up to making that work and still be a good workable working space, if you see what I mean. We've got lots and lots of pop-ups now, haven't we? All over the room. Look at that. Oh, wait, is that all of the painting done? See, there's not that much painting to do in these rooms, is there? It's really cool. Right, what are you? Choose furniture. Oh, freestanding walls, water ones and green ones. Oh, these are room dividers. Ooh. So we could put them along the walls, for colour on the walls, but then we're kind of left with the desks just being along the centre of the room, though that would be the easiest way to set it up, obviously. Oh. We can move them around and make them room dividers like this, though. What to do? I feel like the better way to do it would be to use them as room dividers and separate the room up and put desks in different spots around the room. But then, I'm not 100% sure how easy that's going to be to fit it all in and make it look good. So let's start with some of the room dividers, and let's think. We can always move them again later. I'm just going to try and see how big this glass wall is, because you can see through these glass water walls, can't you? I think the smaller one's probably not going to be the best bet. Maybe we go for the big one. Which colour should we go for? Two-tone gravel and a sort of greyish colour, maybe? Let's see what that looks like. But yeah, you can still have to see through it, can't you? So have I got one of everything but the thin waterfall now? Did I get one of that one? Right, hang on, let's get repeats of some of the... Yeah, so if you wanted, you could put like 3 panels down each wall. Just for decoration, and then just put the tables like in pairs of 2 facing each other with gaps between them. But I just think that's such a boring way to leave the office space, isn't it? Right, have I got all of the markers? Right, yeah, so there's 6 of them, so you could put 3 along each wall and then just put the chairs in the middle, but that just seems so boring. Then rearranging the whole room into little dividey spaces feels like there's so many potential pitfalls for it going wrong and people not liking it. But I don't really think I like the idea of it just being lined up in the middle. There's not a huge amount of space in here either, so the desks are not going to have to be very big, are they? Right, so we're still using these ceiling lamps. I'll go for a kind of a paler one here because we've got that pale wall. And we want 3 of them, so 1 at each end and 1 sort of in the middle. A little bit further in, yeah, that's 3 lamps, right. 6 desks. How are we going to do this? I feel like we need to get a bit more creative with that. And then we want lots and lots of these city plans as decoration around the room. Okay. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those pictures. Yeah, so they really want those plant things to be room dividers. How are we going to do this? Yeah, so we can put 1 there. And they don't really fit on the wall with these dividers against the wall, so I think we really should have a go at rearranging it. So if we put them on the only little bit of spare wall space here, and we could put 2 of them together, and that would kind of make a room divider over in this direction, wouldn't it? But then we're going to want to see the plants from both directions, so I think what we do is we put the back of one to then the front of another one, so that can make like a small room divider like that. And then we could divide the room here, but then there isn't really space for a desk on that space between the 2 doors, is there? If we put 3, that would break up that would be too far into the room then, wouldn't it? That would make access around the room a little bit difficult. And if we put them back to back, then there's not going to be much space for room dividing, is there? No, I don't think putting them back to back is going to work very well, because that will only let us have like one room divider in the entire room, won't it? So I think we need to spread them out a little bit more than that. So we've got to get a little bit creative with deciding where the dividers are going to sit. I think I had that in the right place originally, and then I kept moving it. Like, let's put it back. Right, so this then. Yeah, I'm just trying to decide how to do this. If we like put a room divider across the room this way, then maybe we've got like a little alcove there next to that window, and then maybe we bring a room divider across the middle here, so we're kind of splitting the room up into a few sections. Should we put... I kind of want this to be a bit of a feature, but if we put this here, can I get like a desk on either side of this? And will that... if I put that there like that, can we kind of put desks there, and then if we turn this around here, and kind of divide this up as well here. So if we put it, ooh, pointing that way, and then don't we have another one left? Oh no, we don't. Yeah, how about we move this one? Because I want things to divide the room up, but I don't want it to block access around the room as well, so how about like that? So we could put a desk or two in the corner, put like a desk or two in each section, so we need 6, don't we? Right, what colour shall we go for? Oh no, we don't want the high one. Let's have the ones that you can sit at to use that way. So let's make it a grey top, shall we? How about yeah, grey wood, yeah, and then let's make them coloured legs, pale coloured legs, yeah, creamy legs. And then let's think where we're going to put the desks. So let's see if we put... how do we do this? I mean, you could put it up against the divider. Then you're not encouraging people to stare out of the windows, are you? So that's one. Now if I try and put a desk here, where this sits going to encroach on the doorway, isn't it? So we could put one here, and then maybe one here. So you're like sharing a cubicle, but you've got separated from the rest of the space with the other people. And then... ooh, I'll put 2 facing each other here, so then if you've got like a little bit of a meeting, or you've got a 2-person team working together, they can bounce ideas off each other. And then we could have one here, and then... I need another one. Oh no, wait, have I got all the... that wasn't enough desks, was it? Did I put enough desks down? Oh, right, let's have a look. The armchair then to match will be the grey, I think, and we went for the very pale, sort of a yellowy creamy colour, didn't we, on the legs, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so the 6th desk is in that corner there. We need to move that. That's not a good place, is it? So where are we going to put the last one? I actually think the only space really is that piece of wall there, in which case where's this going to go? Should we kind of move this across a bit so it's right next to the door? And then we can move the desk that's in the corner over here, and we want our final chair here. So we've got 2 desks there, 2 there. We need to move this one out because that's not going to fit. 1 there, and then the final one here. So that's all 6, and it is kind of set up in little alcoves, so everybody's got their own little bit of space. And I think we can get quite easily around the room. Now we just need to add all the rest of the pictures, don't we? So now we've got some wall space to add them on. And so we can put 1 by the desks over here, and 1 by the door, and then 2 on the other end wall, and I think that will work. and we'll have everything in. And I think I've just used 3 different colours of frames, so oh well, never mind. Right, then one here and one more over here. Oh, we've got one extra still. Right, where are we going to put the other one? I'm not sure I've got, unless to put 3 along each wall. Right, so where, that won't fit in the gap between the two, will it? So I think we're going to need an extra one somewhere. We could maybe fit 2 there. Or will that look too cramped? Might look a bit cramped. That will fit against the wall. Yeah, we can put 3 here. We can put 2 in the alcove. We can move one across to here. And then we can put the last one back where I've just moved the first one from, can't we? Or we could put 3 along each of these big walls. No, do you know what? I think it's better over here. And that finishes today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!